northern Colorado. I've not been able to do any videos this last year because I was focusing on the cookbook Food Elevated, designed by Erin Dyer. She did a fabulous job. It is going to be available on Amazon in May, so I'm very excited about that. So now I'm back to getting some videos going, and I want to share the dish I'm going to do today. I think the next 5 videos, 5 or so, are going to be focusing on dinner on the Front Range. I thought that would be fun. And really highlight some local products that are some favorites of mine. There are a lot of favorites, but trying to pull in some to show you how you can make a really super easy, nutritious dinner. If you're a home chef, that's what I am. And so the products I'm going to be using today, put it aside, there is this awesome pasta company in Boulder called Pastificio, and what makes them wonderful is that they make all of their pastas, they're all shaped pastas, from Colorado grown ancient grains. And so they're part of this wonderful network called the Colorado Grain Chain, which is really an organization and a culmination of businesses that are coming together with farmers to resurrect the grain industry here in Colorado. It used to be huge, and obviously we grew a lot of barley because of the beer industry here. But, you know, all-purpose flour is kind of taken over the market, but apparently at one time we grew a lot of different kinds of grains, and now they're introducing wonderful grains here into Colorado that companies like Pastificio can make us some really beautiful shaped pastas. So what I'm using today is their Calamarata, I think as I'm saying that right, Calamarata pasta. Looks like a little calamari. And we're going to be using Hazeldale cinnamon mushrooms and some cashew milk. You can use regular cream if you want. We're plant-based, so I'm going to use cashew cream that I made. And then to make it even easier, I'm using this tomato, garlic, Calabrian chili spread I got from Target. So we're going to make a really quick, elegant dinner. You don't have to chop, or maybe you might have to like peel these apart, but we're not going to have to do any chopping or anything. This is super easy, nice, elegant midweek lunch, midweek dinner. May have to redo all this, but I can edit. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to walk you through it. I'm boiling the pasta now. I'm only making this dish for 2 because it's just my husband and I. But you can certainly multiply and make more. But I'll just get started here. And I'm just gonna... All right, so right now I am boiling these little calamari whole grain shaped pastas. Don't they look like calamari? So we're going to make, I looked online and discovered this nice, some options for a really beautiful tomato cream sauce. I'm doing a mock version of that. Now, just a reminder to anyone that has watched any of my videos, do not do this at home. I have an induction cooktop and I like to keep it clean. So I take a cup towel, I cut it and kind of put it around a skillet that might have oil in it. And that way I don't get a lot of spatter. So do not do this at home if you have an induction cooktop. So I have an interesting trick that is in my cookbook, and that is to take capers and to rinse them, and you put a little bit of oil, and then we're going to put them in the microwave, and we're going to let them microwave caramelize just for about 60 seconds to 90 seconds, just depending on what your microwave heat is. So that's what this is some capers. I'm getting ready to prepare them, and that will be our topping. This is probably the ugliest skillet anyone's ever seen, but it is a Misen, M-I-S-E-N skillet, and I just love it. So I tend to go to it even though I've got a million other little skillets to use. I just kind of like this one for projects like this. And so we're just going to heat the oil up a little bit, and I'm just going to leave these kind of whole. And I just want to, these are just really kind of garnishments. There's going to be protein in the cashew milk. There's protein in the whole grain. Okay, so I have boiled my pasta, and I'm going to let them just kind of dry just a little bit, so they'll be a little more fun to work with. And I don't want to overcook these mushrooms. They're really kind of just garnish for this dish. I don't want to lay them in there or not. Let me get me a little bowl. I'm just going to take them out. I want them to stay pretty with color. These are cinnamon cap mushrooms from Hazeldale. So I'm going to let the pan cool down just a little bit. Put in I don't want a big spatter when I add in the garlic. So I'm just going to let it cool down just a little bit. So to go with dinner, I'm going to use this absolutely gorgeous head of lettuce from EP Greens in Estes Park. So they grow all their lettuces and herbs hydroponically. They have and microgreens. They have just a wonderful array of things at the market. And so I have this thing for whole lettuce, and I love I think it's great that we can use a bag of baby greens, but I think using beautiful leaves that look like this, dark and luscious, and you can't probably really see well, trying to get in the light, is really beautiful. I think just being able to use a whole head of lettuce is fun, so we're going to make a salad with that. So I'm going to show you just how easy this is. We're just going to we still have a little bit of oil in the pan, a little more sound than I wanted, but we're just going to add a little bit of that. And I'm adding cashew cream to this. And I'm going to add pasta water. Pasta water by its nature might have been a little bit hot still, but pasta water is wonderful. It still has some starch in it, so it's a great way to thicken up. Instead of just using plain water, just add a little pasta water. It's all great. So this is all we're going to do. Isn't this like super simple, easy? I love this Calabrian chili garlic paste. When I found it, I think I found it at World Market, and I just fell in love with it. I thought, well, I'll just order it online if I need it again. And then I walked into Target, and gosh, lo and behold, there it was. So that's kind of your local ingredient, your local Target. So if you don't live here, you can still make this dish. How fun is that? Crazy easy. It's beautiful. I'm going to add a little more because I'm going to put the pasta in. The pasta's going to absorb some. And that's what Claudia tells me at Pastificio. These are bronze cut. That's the very important thing about these pasta shapes as well. They are bronze cut, and so if a pasta is bronze cut, the way it affects the surface of the pasta is it will actually absorb more pasta sauce, and it'll stick instead of sliding off. I mean, look at that. Right. Oh my gosh, she's right. That's pretty good. All right. So I might have been a little al dente on my pasta, but that's okay. My husband likes it that way, so that's fine. I'm not going to use all of these. I'm just going to use some. Somebody will have some fun with it later. And we're just going to coat them. So I'm really this is really beautiful. It's a nice orange sauce. Really, really pretty. So I love using cashew cream to thicken sauces. So this dish had all of 5 ingredients in it maybe. I think when you can use fun shapes with plant-based food, vegetarian, I think just being able to have some fun with food and use shapes. Look at, we have a mushroom shape, we have a calamari shape, we have a color, we have orange in our sauce. I'm just going to, just put a few of these here. So I like capers because I like the sweetness. They give it a little vinegary. So we hit all of our dishes, all of our tastes. So we've got a little sweet, we've got a little salty, we have a little umami, we have a little acid. So we hit a lot of things with this dish. I'm going to take another picture, but I think you can see it, and that was super easy. And I would serve this to company. Definitely serve it to company. Yeah, totally. That's a beautiful dish. So I'm going to put together this salad, but when lettuce is this beautiful and it's this curly and it has such wonderful textures to it, I hate to it's hard to tear it up into little pieces. I mean, that's just like a little flower. It's just beautiful. And so maybe we had a quick, fast time making the main dish, but this is maybe some place where we use some creativity. So instead, we eat with our eyes. So we want our dish to be pretty. So I'm going to set that aside. Let me put these guys in another little area. Well, this is everything I had in the refrigerator. But just how can we make it a little bit different? So I got these beautiful, I didn't know Brussels sprouts came in purple. I got some purple Brussels sprouts from Mountain Avenue Market and Hoffman Farms. I got some sugar peas. So I have a lot more left. These were wonderful. And then it's, gosh, it's springtime. We need some carrots. So I did these round just because the Brussels sprouts are round, but that doesn't mean they won't change shape as we go through this. And the dip that I'm going to put, not the dip, the salad dressing that I'm going to put into it, I'm going to put the recipe in the bottom. Because it's kind of odd when you first look at it. There's a wonderful restaurant in Houston called Tila's back in the 80s, and they had the best salad dressing, and miraculously they put their recipe into the Houston Chronicle, and I've kept it all these years. And it's just wonderful. It has Worcestershire sauce, it has soy sauce, it has lime and dill, and it's just really good. So I'm just going to coat these just a little bit with some salad, not a lot, salad dressing. I have some dill that I was given from EP Greens a while back, so I'm going to incorporate fresh dill into it just because the salad dressing has dill in it. The salad dressing has green onions, so that we have green onions. So this is just kind of making a little, kind of a slaw maybe is what we might call it. Just something colorful to put on the side of our beautiful lettuce. Yeah, we don't always have to put our salad dressing on our lettuce. Not bad. And so then, since we just add a little bit more, maybe some broccoli sprouts for some texture. Yeah, just kind of drizzle it a little bit. They can be a little over there. Broccoli is good for you. It's a cruciferous vegetable. And you can get broccoli sprouts here from multiple microgreens, including, I'm just drawing a blank on them. They just started on the north side of town, but I will put this into the video. And then I had some carrot tops from, I don't know who gave me some carrot tops, so we're just going to add a little fern. And there we go. So we've got a nice spring salad. It's kind of deconstructed, but we can just kind of play with things we have and make them look pretty. So thank you for joining me today. We use some wonderful Northern Colorado products. They're also, you can order these pastas online. I am not getting paid for this promotion. This is really just more about sharing some really wonderful things that are happening here in Northern Colorado. We want you to know about them and we want you to use them. So you can order the, if you're not here in Colorado, you can order these online, the pasta shells online. Go to Target, get your sauce. Awesome. Yes, it's wonderful. And choose what you want on for your mushrooms. We use the cinnamon cap and the lettuce. Think about maybe taking pause and using leaf lettuce, a large head of lettuce, instead of, you know, the fast baby greens. Now, this is supposed to be a fast dinner, so if you choose to use the fast, you know, bags of baby green, that's cool. But, you know, the idea about kind of enjoying plants and doing this quick, that maybe we can enjoy something a little bit easier when we assemble this salad. So thanks for joining me, and be sure and like and subscribe. I've got some other great videos they're plant-based, but you can use them for anything. If you are not vegan, don't worry about it. Just eat more veg. That's what I like to say. Just eat more veg.